You're good at what you do in your business. There's no doubt about that. But as your business grows, your role changes and it shifts. And if you're not prepared for it, it can catch you off guard. Because just because you're good at the business doesn't mean that you feel like you're a natural leader, that you intuitively know how to suddenly go from doing all the work to being the leader of a team and doing it in a way that it drives your next level of success and helps create predictable profits in your business. Well, howdy everyone. My name is Leslie Hassler with Your Biz Rules, and I help women-led service businesses create predictable profits in their business so they can grow and scale, they can hire the support they so desperately need, and enjoy the rewards of owning a business. And this is something that we do with our clients all the time, is helping them become better leaders in their business so that the success that is needed, so that the team that is needed in order to make that success happen is plausible, is possible, is easier to do than they ever thought before. And with that, I want to share with you three business leadership skills that I have seen in our work be effective, really and truly be effective. Because I think as women and as business owners, we have an interesting relationship with leadership. Most little girls at one point in time have no problem taking the lead. In fact, if you're like me, you might have even been called bossy along the way. And I most definitely was as a child called bossy. And now that I think about it, part of that was just me trying to lead. The other part of it is realizing or not knowing then that leadership is about more than just telling people what to do. Effective leadership motivates, it enrolls, and it supports the efforts of others towards a common goal. So to do that effectively, sometimes the most direct methods aren't necessarily the right methods. And that's why I love sharing this concept that I'm going to share with you today, because I think it is a modern proven method to guide your leadership in your company as your team grows and as your business grows. So I really call this these three skills a fluid leadership. I think so often people try to find one leadership approach or leadership skill to rule all situations. But our world is changing, our business is changing, our lives and the lives of our employees change at a frightening pace. And so one solution, one way to attack it isn't always appropriate. And by adopting this fluid leadership mentality and mindset, you can have greater success because you'll actually approach a situation in a way that it needs to be approached. So here's our three leadership skills. So the first one, the first business leadership skill that I want you to master is leading from the front. Now, mostly this is easy, but it is going to require you to do a few things. So when you lead from the front, think of yourself as the guardian of the business. So you are going to need to be able to communicate clearly and concisely. Those two words can be the hardest two words to achieve as a business leader, is clarity and conciseness, so that people understand your vision, your strategy, your expectations. As the guardian, you're also you're defending the boundaries. You set expectations for what a good job looks like. You set expectations for what happens when we fail at that job, or create disruption within the office, what that looks like. That's all about being a guardian. So if you define these things up front and they're clear and they're concise, people know the rules to play by. And that's why this role is very guardian level. But the other way that this role can be is, if you think of, is in times of crisis. In times of crisis, your people need you to act, to take the best next step forward, even if it's very ambiguous. You just have to be able to do that for them. And so, again, in this case, you're guardian of the people, right? Before you were guardian of your vision in the business, and now you're a guardian of the people. So, when you're in this leading from the front, you are maybe a little more prescriptive and directive, but it is necessary for you to be able to have those tough conversations, be able to make the tough decisions, be able to focus the efforts of the team to be able to move forward. Our second business leadership skill is leading from the middle. Now, in this area, you are the mentor, the teacher, if you will. It is about being inclusive. It's about being collaborative. It's about encouraging and helping other people make contribution and be brave enough to do that, but also to help them improve themselves. So this is the area to where you're really coming alongside your team here. You're working with them, if you will, so they really feel supported by you in this area. And the third and final kind of business leadership skill is leading from the behind. This is when you're the cheerleader. I want to give you like these little avatars, if you will, for each of these skills. But when you're the cheerleader, you're going to be celebrating what it is that you want to see more of. A lot of times, if you've got somebody that's playing within boundaries and doing a stupendous job, why not celebrate that? That shows the rest of your team. It goes back to showing them what it is that you're looking for. And humans are naturally competitive, so they want to be recognized as well. And this should lead you with no shortages of celebrations in your business. But I want you to also find the small moments, the quiet moments, the small successes to celebrate as well, because those are things that compound over time and can be as or even sometimes more impactful to the success of the business when you're able to do that. So celebrate the success, no matter how small, celebrate the wins, give credit where credit is due in your team. If Joan wrote the rock star proposal that knocked it out of the park, then celebrate Joan, give her credit for that. It really does. It helps Joan feel appreciated, which means she feels like she's giving a contribution, which means she's happier where she is, but also means that she can see the value that she's providing. So then maybe her cube mate is Mike, and Mike can learn a few things from Joan. It's these things that really start to be an exponential impact in your business. So give credit, give praise, celebrate successes, celebrate people, not just professionally. If there is a personal success, celebrate that as well. It really does bind your employees to the business and to you. So that's it for today, guys. We've had 3 business skills that we've reviewed, leading from the front, leading from the middle, and leading from behind. Which one do you need to become better at? Which one is missing from your leadership toolkit? So that's it for today, guys. I hope you're doing well. And until next time, may your week be profitable.